Good morning, cyber traders, and happy Thursday. Only 2 more days until the weekend. I don't know about you, where you are, but weather doesn't look too good. We're getting crushed over here in the New York area in the Northeast. That big hurricane that came in from Florida is hitting us. So not expecting everyone rushing to go away for the weekend, which is good because look what's going on the watch list. We got a lot of greens going the last couple of days. So we made a little bit of a comeback. Very interesting when you look in here on the Dow, or even the S&P. If you look over here, I know some people like the S&P too, but you could see here we had this big correction right here. We dropped all the way down to almost 51. We came all the way back up about 200 points. The Dow also, you could see it on the intraday, came back down. A lot of support levels here. But like I told you before, if you've been watching the show, if you've been watching some of the little clips that I've done, there was some really, really good buying opportunities in some stocks. Now, we didn't correct that much, but there was some 25%, 50% off on certain stocks. So we're going to cover some of them that did move. And yesterday was a pretty interesting day. We had a couple of big moves. You know, the Dow, obviously, I'm telling you the truth, I'm still not sold. I'm not sold on the long yet. We are not out of the woods. But I'm warning you, this 38,500 is a ultimate major support levels, and then just a little bit 500 below that. So we're hovering there. We got to be a little careful, but the market is up. There are some couple of good stocks that were some cheap buys out there. We're going to check them out. But before we do that, everyone, let's go over and talk about what happened yesterday, because there were some pretty good stocks that did make some good moves. But then all of a sudden they made a correction. Okay. So you had PLTR. That was a nice little moving stock yesterday. It ran from, you could see here, from 27 up to about 28, 25. It had a nice little move, decent stock, not crazy. It wasn't bad. ASTS was also another nice moving stock. I actually did jump into this stock as a swing trade. Just give you a heads up. We've been watching the stock since 250. We jumped in. I ended up buying it at 14. I sold it at 17. I ended up buying it back yesterday, right around 2050. I'm losing money on the swing trade. But remember, swing trading and day trading a little bit different. It was a great day trade yesterday. And you know what? I can't get in and out of a swing trade because, then I get called for a day trading call and all that stuff. But you know what? As a swing trade, the news on this was unbelievable. I'm really curious on what because they did that delivery of those 5 satellites. And that's one of the reasons why the stock went from 12 to 20, but it's holding here pretty strong. Another stock, which we're going to talk about, another one that beat earnings. I was a huge fan of Eli Lilly. I sold it at 900, never broke to 10,000. I got out of it. I screwed up yesterday. I was going to buy it at 750. A lot of support levels here. Earnings came out. They blew them out of the water on their weight loss drug. And, I think it ran up a little too much right now. It's up almost 100 points. That is probably the largest run up that Eli Lilly ever ran up. Probably the most famous drug, most profitable drug that they have in their lineup. But Eli Lilly's going back on the watch list. But I would wait until the smoke clears a little bit regarding about that. Now, a couple of stocks also we did pretty well too. FTNT was a nice little stock. That stock ran from about 65 up to about 70. She's holding here pretty strong. Those major resistance levels here back in March and April, that one did well. Trip was a really nice short. TripAdvisor, I don't know why they're getting crushed. People are traveling. I'm traveling, but I don't know. Maybe it's not as much as they're thinking. That's going to happen in the future. Listen, people are going to cut back on traveling. It's not cheap to travel anymore. It's really not. Hotels are not cheap. Restaurants are not cheap. Inflation is hurting. But some people did do well, on certain things, and especially if you're here trading the market. But TripAdvisor, shockingly, is not doing that well. But it was a good short yesterday, and that one also did pretty well. Lyft was also got destroyed. It did make a little bit of a pop yesterday. That was not bad. It ran from $9 to $9.75. That one yesterday, if you were part of the Cyber Group room, you probably would have loved that trade right there. There was a huge iceberg order. I don't know if he's still out there. I took it off my watch list. LY. Remember I told you this yesterday. Algorithms kick in at 9:30. So when you're in the cyber group room, you're in the trading room, we show you how those algorithms kick in if you don't have level 4. But yeah, it looks like he's still out there. See that big order right there? Here's 9. That little red line right there, right around 910. So remember, that's not a lot of shares. It's 6,000, but we had a nice little order. I think it was like 50, 60,000. I think I saw out there yesterday. So anyway, that was a nice little trade at that $9. And, listen, made a nice little move. That was good for a nice 60 cents. You know what? 1,000 shares. You make 50 stinking, losing, ridiculous cents. Like 50 cents. Are you kidding me? We're looking at stocks up $80, $7. No, 50 cents on 1,000 shares. $500. It's a 9,000. That's a $100,000 salary. Don't tell me that's not a lot of money. That's where people have the misconception that you can't make money in day trading, and you got to kill it. It's a big, totally different game. That's why you be part of the team. Anyway, a couple of the stocks. So that pretty much does it for yesterday. Let's focus on today. So we got the Eli Lilly on the watch list. It's got some support levels here around 860. It's expensive. You got to be one of the category 4 traders. We all know that. So let's not worry about that. Oh, and by the way, let me remind everybody, I forgot to mention it up. Let me put the QR code for everyone here that is watching on social media. So today at 1 o'clock Eastern time, I'm going to do our weekly free live broadcast, and I'll be able to answer all your questions for 1 hour, how to trade and find these stocks and how we use level 4. So you got the QR code in the top left-hand corner. If you miss it, don't worry about it. It will be recorded, but you got to register for it. All you got to do is give you a name and email so we can send it to you, okay? We don't ask for phone numbers. We don't ask for your firstborn. We don't ask for, credit card. We don't ask for anything, okay? So if you want to be able to find out why we're here and doing this for 30 years, here's your chance of doing it. Now, let's go through the watch list because I'll tell you even how we do the watch list too. We got this one stock that just made a big move right here. This is why we start at 9 o'clock. The stock GVP. I don't know nothing about it. It just came up. I got to bring up on level 4 and see what we got going on here. GVP. All right. So we got a little bit of a red line. Look at this. It's the huge seller right here around $4. All right. So we'll see how it happens around $4. I don't know if that was a buyout. I got to check it out. But I got to check out the news. But we're going to keep an eye on that. Right now, it's the biggest percentage gainer. This stock, HROW. Why didn't I like this stock? Yeah, it's expensive. It gapped up. I didn't like the chart. I didn't like the spread. 50-cent spread. Pretty good, ugly. Is that the news on it, Dominic? GSC Solutions to be acquired by Pelican Energy. Okay, so scratch it. All right, so that's a done. That's a buyout. I think it was a buyout. When I see that and it's not moving, that's basically what it is. All right, what else we got going on here on the big watch list? Okay, yeah, we had this WENA. I had this one on there, and this is kind of weird. This stock right here because it's going from $1.70 to $1.40. It's a new IPO. It just came public. It's a medical stock. I'm not really seeing that much action in it right there. I'm not really seeing that much out there. So, I mean, listen, got to put on the list, 22 million shares. WENA. Must be a lot of outstanding shares on that one right there. AXGN. This one got big resistance right around 11. Don't like how it's trading in pre-market. Don't like this one at all. By the way, next week, if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, I have a great training video on how to read candlestick charting. So you don't want to miss that. I'm going to talk about how to read the tape and everything else. It's going to be a brand new video we're going to be launching next week. I'm going to talk about exactly what we're looking at right here. But once again, it's not a training class. It's a trading class. So if you want to watch that, you got to wait till that video come out or so on. But I do have a new video coming out on candlesticks. APPS, once again, candles look terrible. EX, this is an ETF. Damn, this is pretty ugly so far. Z had good earnings yesterday, but not really that nice right there. Don't like the trend. No volume, no volume, no volume, no volume. Ugly candlestick, ugly candlestick. Everything's ugly here. We're broke behind 9%. We're done here. All right, now, what is good is that there are a bunch of stocks that are getting destroyed. So CDXI, Obviously, their earnings were not good at all. Is it a dead cat bounce? Well, when we go back in history, we do have support levels and $3. So it looks like it did test it and it did bounce off it. So that's a good sign. And I do see some buyers out here on level 4. So CDLX just made the Fausto watch list. Here's another one that got crushed, hammered. BMBL. We got some buyers out here. I see a 450. Okay, it looks like we're hovering right there. Here's 450. So that one's not bad. We'll put that one. Maybe we'll get a dead cat bounce on that one. BMBL, right? Got that one. OM, not a fan of this one right here. Don't like the chart. Frog, this one's getting crushed. Another bad earnings that came out. Don't like the spread. Remember, we break through. We broke through. Another one's getting crushed. NVAX. Remember this one? $5 to 20. Ooh, can we be seeing a gap fill right here? Could be a gap fill. Could be a nice short. NVAX. We know the stock very, very well. We've traded it before. Sono. Ooh, SONO. Soons, whatever we call it. That one's not looking too good, but I'm not really a fan of that one. Aspen is the stock that's moving a little bit today. Did I have that on the watch list? No. Why didn't I put this on the watch list? I didn't like the spread. Spread's disgusting. That's why I didn't put it on there. Spread is not good. Look at that. UAA. Isn't that Under Armour? Right? UAA. Why not? Stock hasn't gone anywhere forever. Yep, that is Under Armour. That's what I thought. Maybe now finally Under Armour kind of woke up a little bit. Under Armour, we'll put that on the watch list. We trade that in a while. Eli Lilly over there. Bros. What's up, Bros? Bros took a little hit right here. Nice little support levels around 27. Looks like it tested it. Coming back. Down $8. Spread's a little big. You got to be, it looks like a category 3 or 4. I'll put Bros on there. Bros. What else is getting crushed? CLY. Anybody these familiar names? No. UVAX is going down because of the market. All right, so I think we got pretty much our list. Anything else, fellow cyber traders? All right, now don't forget, if you're watching on Intel, so I got out of Intel, Chris. I'm out of it. I sold it. Once it broke that 20, I was doing a swing trade on it and never came back. Okay? So it does not look good, right? You know what? I'm glad you brought it up. I'm very thankful I took a 20-cent loss because now it would have been about a $1.20 loss. Okay? It's a lot easier taking small losses than a big loss. So, wow, that was a good one. Thanks for bringing it up. Makes me feel, I always feel good when I take a tiny little loss. Remember, it's not about the winners. Our problem as a trader, what we try to teach you at Cyber Trade University, is that we sell our winners too soon and we hold our losers too long, and that's what gets us in trouble. And you know what? That's what we're talking about, and that's what we teach. All right, guys, listen, don't forget, today at 1 o'clock Eastern, we're going to be broadcasting a free live training course for everyone on social media, and every student that's here, everyone's more than welcome. It's an open house. You could take your phone, where my phone is, turn on the camera, scan the QR code at the top left-hand corner. You got the link up there also. Do I got the link up there? No, we don't have the link up there in the other room here. Let me put it here in this one here. We'll see you there live, okay? For everybody else, and by the way, if you miss it, if you're watching us a recording, don't worry about it. You could always get the recording. Just go ahead and do, just leave your name and email. For everybody else, we'll be back here in 15 minutes. We'll be trading live, okay? So whoever wants to join the room, just feel to reach us. We'll be here live all day. Just don't get too crazy as always, all right, fellow traders? Focus on making a day's pay because We're at the thick of the summer. It's only going to get worse next week. The last 2 weeks of August are going to be extremely slow. First, I'm going to be away for 2 weeks. Okay. I'm still going to be I'm still going to be around. I'm going to do my once a year trip that I do with my family, but everyone else should, look at it that if I'm away, they're all away. Kids are going back to college, kids that came back here from camp, starting the end of this week. So you might get a little coming on, but I'm not going to get too crazy. But let's try to finish out this week with earnings and all that's going on right now. Okay, guys, good luck, everyone. Happy trading. See you in about 15 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Trade safe.